And perfect. For those who are not here for on the last session, my name is Antides Kamala, and I'm from Tanzania. For those who know where Tanzania is, if you don't, eventually you come to know where Tanzania is. And I want to welcome you all to our second lecture of our basics in GIS. And as all of this introduced, I want to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Women's International Day. And on behalf of ROOTGIS, we want to extend our formal greetings to this great day. Okay, so to start off, maybe if there are some few questions from the last or from the previous session. Otherwise I can just keep on with what I've prepared for you today. And just keep things simple in case you find something, maybe you want to ask me something, make sure that you stop me anywhere, and I will be glad to stop by and elaborate maybe a little bit more for those who may not be who are stuck somewhere. For the software that we're using today is QGIS, and I hope we did try to install our software last time. And I'm going to be sharing my screen. Yes, it's QGIS. I need to share my screen somewhere here. I need to share my entire screen. Perfect. So now you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is the software that we'll be using from time to time. But as time goes on, I will try to change from QGIS maybe to ArcGIS Pro and try to do similar stuffs, but principles are the same and the data that we use are the same. And the very concept is the very basic, and it is the same everywhere. So it doesn't depend on which software you are using, but you can just use any of the software and then you can just proceed. I'm going to close this. I have too many windows here. Okay, there it goes. So if by the time when you open up your QGIS, this is what you actually see. If you have some of the projects, they will be loading down here. But if we don't have, if you don't have recent projects, we have like something news from QGIS, and we have the templates. And somewhere down, you should have the maybe the downloading, maybe the notification of the new software that is coming up. And I think for the last time I took you over the basics on how to load in your data. And today, of course, I will be repeating the same similar, but I'll go an extra mile. So if you open up your QGIS, you have your templates and everything in between. But what I want to open is the new project down here. Top down on your right hand side on the top button. You double click that, or maybe you click that, and then you have your new project open, and you have your untitled project. So as a matter of fact, at the end of this session today, you have something like a quiz or an assignment for you to do that I will know that you guys are following up. And this assignment should be actually completed before the next session for us to test if you're following up. And the more you do, the more you get the chances of receiving the certificates at the end of the module 1 for the basics in trainings, for the basics of GIS. Okay, so that's it. And Olabis, please you keep me posted if you have questions coming on the chat. As otherwise I will be going down as smooth as I can.
All right.
So from the last thing that we had, I had a very basic question on how people can access the background image or the background satellite or the satellite data on their QGIS. So it is very important to understand that QGIS works very much with the plugins as compared to ArcGIS or ArcPro, because QGIS has the very limited functionalities, and it does use a lot of the functions from the plugins. For instance, if you want to load your background, or maybe if you want to have the background on your QGIS, what you need to do, you need to install the new plugin called the Quick Map service. So how can you do that? You come to your plugins button here on your menu bar, and then you come here down on the manage and install plugins. It should take some time. Here it goes. You have this window coming up. If you should be connected on the internet, and if you have this not installed, you should know that, okay, that is connected to the internet. But if you don't see not installed, it means you are not connected to the internet. So what you come here, you come to the all section, and you just type in Quick Map Service, just the short form, the QMS. And then for my case, I have already installed the Quick Map service. But in your case, you need to have this one. And then you have to select this plugin. And down here, you have the information about that plugin. You have the contributors down here. You have the contributors somewhere down there. And this is the author next to GIS. And then you have all the information going down there. Okay, and if you want to install, you have the install option here. But for my case, I have an install plugin. For your case, we'll have install plugin. You need to select that. And then it will take some few minutes, maybe less than a minute. And then it will be installed. It will give you the message on your QGIS that the Quick Map service has been installed. And then you can just close. If you have the old version, you can also upgrade the plugin. As for my case, I'm going to upgrade the plugin, and then it should take some few minutes. And then there it goes. And this is the message that the plugin has been successfully reinstalled or updated. And then you can simply close that one. And then when you come to your QGIS, you have two icons. You have the Quick Map service, and you also have the search for the QMS. What you need to do, you come here simply to the Quick Map service, and then we have all these background satellites that you can find in the from the internet. For instance, the Google satellite, and then you can just zoom into to whatever location that you want. For instance, I'll go to on the satellite image, you don't have the names most of the time, but you can also add the OSM standard, the one with the names. For instance, this one has got some names, like this one. The OSM standard has names and the city names and whatever. and the Google satellite has no names. Okay, so simply that is how you can add in your background image, and then on top of it you can just load your data or just import your data that you have from your local server, from your desktop, or from your laptop, and then they will just appear on top of this image. That is how simple you can load your QGIS with the background. So what you need to do, plugins, install the Quick Map Service plugin, and then you have your satellite or your information coming up. And if I want to add data on top of it, for instance, I want to add data, come here. I'm assuming that you now read on how to add in your data. That is not an issue. So for instance, I come here and then I find my data. Today I'm adding the Nigeria, the Ghana one. Okay, can choose here from the SV share files, and then you can just add maybe level 1 and level 2, and then open. Just click add. You have your data added here. You have level 1 and level 2. You can do the arrangement, and then you can just maybe change the background of this to the simple fill. There you go. And then if I uncheck this one, I have the bonus for Ghana. And if I have my background labeled on top, or I can have my satellite data instead of having the OSM, and then I can always zoom to an area that I want. Maybe this one. So this is the information from the satellite image. So you can always see the buildings, the streets, and whatever. But the ones that are, but the Google satellite has no names, but only the OSM standard has got the names. Okay. Do we have a question on that, on how to load in your satellite data and add in your basic maps or basic data to your QGIS? Or maybe I can go over and over again if you want to. I mean, on how you can add your data, do some simple labeling and stuff. Just let me know on the comment section or on the chat, and then I will pick it up from there. Do you have any question? No? Okay, we proceed then. So I have my data here, just to take you like to do the summary of what we did last time. After having added our data, we did the, yes?
Yeah, someone asked you to go over it. I think for the benefit of those who are just joining, I think some methods when you were adding the satellite imagery. So you can just give us a little summary of how we started. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Okay, I'm going to, okay, let me move everything. And then let me get rid of data. So if you open a QGIS, you will have like this, the blank QGIS. And I just said, if you want to have your, if you want to have if you want to add the background data, the background image, the satellite information, what you need to do is install the plugin. How do you do that? Come here on the plugins section on the menu bar. You have the manage and install. You open that one. And then you come here on the search option. You should make sure that you're connected to the internet. And because it involves the process of downloading and uploading things, so it should be connected to the internet. And so what you need to do, just type QMS or simply Quick Map Service. Quick Map Service. Oh, it is not coming. Maybe I should use the short form. Quick Map Service. So Quick Map Service. You need to select that, and then you come down here on the install plugin. For my case, I have already the Quick Map Service installed in my QGIS in my computer. What you need to do is just click install. If you have the old version, you have the update the plugin, like what I did in my case, and then it should take you about less a minute, and then should be installed. You have the message displayed on top here, and then you close. After closing, you will see these two icons added on your QGIS, resembling the web, or like the web icons. So you have one for Quick Map Services, and the second one is for the search of QMS. So this is the easy one to use, the Quick Map Services. You just need to select this one, and then you come down here. You can add any of the satellite data that is available here. Either it is Esri, Bing, NASA, or whatever. For instance, let me add the OSM standard, or maybe the Google Hybrid. Google Hybrid has got the names. I know that. So this one is Ghana. Okay. And so what I need to do is, for instance, if I have my own data, vector data, I can just add on top of my satellite data of my satellite image. So on how can you add data on a QGIS? QGIS, like on the previous section, on the previous training, I said that you need to, QGIS is for QGIS, for you to add data in QGIS, you need to know if the data you are adding is either a vector data or either a raster data, or maybe a data from Excel. And then you will need to specify that what type of data you're trying to import. That is the only different thing from ArcMap or from ArcGIS softwares. In ArcGIS, we just go to the add data section, and then we just need to find where data is, and then import it on your ArcGIS. But in QGIS, you need to define the type of data that you need to import. For instance, if I come here on the admin or the Open Data Source Manager, you can simply click Control and L on your keyboard. So if you open this one, it will show you what type of data you want to input. Is this vector data, raster data, mesh data, point cloud, delimited data? This is Excel. And then if you have your database somewhere, maybe Postgres or MySQL or Oracle. And then if you have your data hosted somewhere like WMS or WFS from different servers, you can always add them. Or if you have the data in the GeoNode, you can also import the data using the API, the REST API services. It is all possible. You don't need to have your data always on your QGIS. I think I will need to explain that better when we get to the advanced stage. on how people can learn to connect their database with QGIS and then play along without importing the data, without having the data in their local laptops. So for instance, I want to add in the vector data. So I need to select the vector option. And then I come here on the browse section. And then I can find my my admin data. I have admin 1, admin 2. For instance, I take admin 1. And then I need to open that data and then add. So we see my data being added to QGIS. So that is simply on how you can do it. So you need to first add your base map. If you don't have your base map, you need to install the quick map service plugin, and then you can always add data on top of that. So I think that is it. And if you want to see what is behind, because this is field boundaries, if you want to see what is behind this, you can always remove the symbology. You can change the symbology of your data, like change the field to the outline. How can you do that? You just need to double click your layer, and then you simply need to come here on the simple fill, and then on the simple fill type, we change it to a simple line. Simple as that. And then we have our boundaries. For instance, they are not seen clearly because of the color, but you can always change the color of your lines. I think we went that through the previous section. You can change the colors of your lines, plus you can have the width increased to see them clearly. There you go. And so you can see what is behind this. For instance, I don't know which one is it, but you can always see what is behind your data by moving the fill, remaining with just the outline. So from the previous section, I taught you now you can do the labeling of your data. For instance, let me uncheck this one first, the satellite, and then let us remain with the administrative boundaries for Ghana. So if you want to label your data, first of all, you need to open the attribute table to see what it contains. You just need to open, how to open your attribute table, you just need to just right click, and then you go to the open attribute table. You can always find where the names are. They're in admin 1 in English. These are the names. From that, we come here, double click. We come to the labels, and then we'll move the no labels. We put in the single label, and then we have admin 1. We can always change the text, maybe from Open Sans to whatever font that you want. For instance, you can always play around. For instance, this one. You can always change the font size to 12, the color and stuff. If you're pleased, you click OK. If you want to check how your settings look, you just need to click on the apply. If you click on the apply, you can always drag away and see if everything is all right. If you think that you need to change anything, you can come back, maybe change the color to red or maybe green and say okay. I'll change to a darker green and say okay and say apply. The essence of saying apply is if you want to look for the changes, how they look like. But if you're if you are convinced that everything is all right, you just need to say, you just simply click OK. And then you just close the dialog for you to play with the options, for instance, color and stuff, synthesizers. So we have our administration levels labeled with the names. So what you can do if you want to, from the last previous thing, if you want to have the names of these, maybe you want to have each state to have the different color, like on the previous section, what we did. You need to come on the Ghana section, on the boundaries, on your boundaries, you need to change the symbology to a simple fill. Should be on a simple fill. And then you come on the categorized. You need to change the value to admin 1 because we know that that's where the names are. And then you do to classify. Simple as that. And then okay. So we have each state with different colors. Also, you can change the outline, whatever, because here you have all your states listed here. You can also change the individual individual state, for instance, the Great Accra, you can just double click that one, and then maybe you can just give it a different symbol. There you go. So it is of different styles with the other. So you can just play around as much as you want with the symbology and the labels. I think that is what we did last time. Let me know if we have someone is failing or someone is facing the difficulties on how to do some stuff like what I have done, adding in the base map, labeling, and changing the colors of your boundaries. Do you have anything coming up? Any other question? And please let me know if I'm going too fast. I can always reduce the pace, or let me know if my pace is slow. I can always speed up. Are we okay? Am I talking to someone?
Yes, you are. I guess they are replying.
Okay, I thought maybe. Hey, I thought maybe I'm talking to AI. Maybe people just went away. Do you have a question on the chat? Please let me know. Hey. Okay.
There's no question on this chat for now.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so what we are doing is we got this data from somewhere, maybe the boundaries. We got them from the internet somewhere, of where I don't know where they came from. Probably the Ghanaians can answer that question. Where did they get them from? So I want to teach you on how you can create your own sharefiles. And the process is called digitizing. To digitize or to create your own shapefiles, that you may need. On how you can do that, let me come here to the this Greater Accra, and I need to check in my my satellite data, and then I check this one. For instance, so basically from the understanding that you have of GIS is that we have three types of data. It means we have the point, we have the line, as well as the polygon. And today I'm going to teach you on how you can practically create your own data. For instance, these ones are the polygons. These ones are the polygons, the administration data. These are the polygons. So I'm going to teach you on how you can create your own polygons, your own point, and your own lines. And that is, and where can you use that? And where can you use this? That skill is where maybe you're working for a certain company or an organization, and they have their custom boundaries or their location where they are doing the date, they are doing their projects, and they might want you to label or go maybe delineate something on the ground, or maybe using your laptop. So so that is based on where that scenario can come from. But to be exact, that's where you can always use, that's the scenario where you can always create your own custom-based points, lines, and polygon, because it is, you cannot always find everything data online or somewhere mapped already. So sometimes you need to create yours. How will you be able to create your own data in QGIS? The first process is to create your layer. On how to do that, you come on the layer option in the menu bar, top here, layer, and then you come on the create layer. We have so many types of the options that we can use. Could be the shapefile or the geo package, which are always used most of the time. Today I'm going to teach you on how you can use the shapefile. But in the next sessions, I will teach you on how using the geo package, because in my day-to-day, I'm always using the geo package. And I will tell you why on the coming sessions. But you need to come here on the shapefile, just click that. And then you open up this option. On the file name, you need to go where you want to store your data. For instance, this one. And then for the point, I will call it a point. And then here you choose the geometry type, either it is a point. And then you can always add the fields. The fields are the information that they will be containing on your attribute table. If you don't have, you can just leave them alone. And then just come here and then say, okay. So the same process goes for the lines and polygons. I'm going to pick for the polygons. We do for the lines. For the polygons, come here. You say line polygon. And my geometry type is the polygon. Then I say, okay. So you see, I have the polygon, I have the point. So to start editing in QGIS, you just need to select your feature, and then you just need to right click and come here on the toggle editing. Alternatively, you can just select that one and then come here on the toggle editing, something like a pencil. Select that one. And then you have these options coming up. For instance, this is the option for adding new feature, the point feature. Select that one. And then you need to zoom into your area of interest. Where is my area of interest? This one. Okay. Okay, for instance, I'm trying to map these trees. So just need to select that one and then say okay. And then select that one. Okay. That one. Okay. So simply that's how you do the editing. For instance, I'm mapping these trees. So that's how you can do it. So that's how basically how you can do it. But not only trees, but maybe for instance, this is the point for a school. You can just add here for a school. And this one. And this one, for whatever that you want to add as the point. When you're done, if you are done with the mapping of whatever that you want, just need to come here and then we can just right click and then come here on the targeting again, and then it will prompt, do you want to save your changes? Say okay, save my changes, and then your changes are right here. And you can always change the symbology of your point. For instance, just double click that one, and then I can change maybe to this point using the templates that are available here, or I can always change to my own colors and stuffs. For instance, the green ones. And I say, okay, and okay. There they go. So see, I have my trees. And if I come to my attribute table, I only have this one. But if I could have added another column here for the name, I could have the names down here listed. So the same goes for the polygons. For instance, if you want to digitize the buildings, these ones, you need to come here on the polygons and then start editing. And then you come here on the start editing. Can go through the 4 points of the building. On the last one, you double click. You left click, that is the end. Okay. Left click, left click, left click, left click, right click. There you go. For instance, for the building, if I'm mapping for instance this one, the zone, I start from here, I come to this point, and then this point, and then this point, and then this point. If this is the last point, you left click and the right click, and then you say okay. So you have your data added. For instance, for this one, same process. Here, here, on the minor, you can on the corners like these ones, you can always go slowly. Make sure you follow the outlines. Then you come here, and then you go here. This is just a sample, but this is the similar option that you can use here, here, and then you come down here, and then this is our last point. Left click, right click. This option comes up, then you say okay. If you're done with the mapping, maybe digitizing or creating your own share files, you need to come here on the options. You just need to right click and then stop editing, call the toggle editing again. There you go. If you come to your attribute table, you will see you have 3 features. Of which are they? We have this one, the bigger one. Also, we have our 2 buildings that we edited earlier. So the same process goes on. If you are to map the line, of which you can do on your own. You do use the same principles of going to the layer, and then you go to the create a new layer and then new shapefile. Okay, so that is how you can do it. For instance, if I want to move one of the point, for instance, this one, I want to move it to another location, you need to have your layer in a toggle editing mode. So when you can just move using this option for move feature, move a point feature, this one. Yeah, you select that one and then you move to another area. Maybe this one, I move it to somewhere here. If you're done and then say, okay, save my feature. And if I want to move my polygons, the same options, I need to have them activated. And in QGIS, you can always activate both, even this one. So, and if I want to move this one for the polygons, come here on the moving feature. And for instance, this one, I want to move it here. And this one, move it somewhere here. There you go. And yes, so we have some other options of where maybe you can split this feature if you want to divide it into two halves and whatever. I think I can do that in advanced level on how to do the advanced digitizing. But that is how simple you can create your own data, your own polygons. And after that, you need to just say, okay, save, and this one. And all these are saved in your QGIS. And you can share your layer with maybe your manager or maybe your supervisor. That these are the areas of where I did my projects. Do we have a question coming in the chat? Or now people can create their own features. Are we together?
Yes,
Let
we
me know
are
if I'm
here.
going to. Okay, let me know if I'm going too speedy, or maybe I need to change the materials. Or maybe if I need to pace up. We have a question coming up on the chat, Labis.
Hello, I checked. There is no question for now, except for those who are asking for the recording. And this section is being recorded, and the recording will be released soon. The one for the last cohort was dropped on the YouTube channel. I will drop the link to our YouTube channel here for those who want to access the lessons for the first class. Thank you.
Okay.
So the one for this week too, when it's been done, we notify the people that are here about it, so nobody will miss out. Thank you.
Okay. So that's it on how you can create your point, your line, your polygons. And for the line, you do the similar approach. Come here on the create layer, heifer, and then you need to, for instance, I'm calling it a line because I don't have the name for that. Could be the rivers, could be whatever. You all know it from your GIS, from your GIS classes. It's a line string, and then say, okay, you have your line here, and then start editing. And then for instance, I want to edit, for instance, I want to edit this this road. Maybe this road, yes. For instance, this road. Yeah, this one. I need to be on editing mode, and then I come in on the add line feature, and then you start going slowly while your map is zoomed in. While you see like you have the corner, just select there. Keep going, going, and going all the way to maybe somewhere here. So it ends. Left click, right click, and then okay. So your line has been added. You'll go to another area, maybe for instance this one. You start from here, you go all the way to here. Make sure you are zoomed in to avoid any errors while digitizing. So you know that from your GIS classes, error in digitizing and stuffs, blah blah blah. Here, this is where it ends. Left click, right click. Okay. So I'm assuming that you are done with mapping your roads. Then you come here, you just say, okay, this is it, I'm done. And then you can change the color of your lines, whatever. For instance, I give them this color, green one. Okay. So here you have your two roads. And what happens if I want to change, edit one of the points here? I showed you on how you can move them. But for instance, for the polygons or for the lines, and you need to go back and maybe fix the points. How you do it, you come on your feature that you want. For instance, this is the polygon. Come on the polygon, you start your editing mode, and then you come on the vertex tool, this one. And then this, you can always change. For instance, this was coming to this angle, and this one was coming here. And this one was coming to this point. If you're done, if you think that you're done, then you go away. Okay, and then for instance, for our buildings, where are they? Here they are. For instance, you think, okay, this one was coming to this angle, and then this one was coming somewhere here, and then maybe this one somewhere here. You can always, also you can delete maybe a point. For instance, this one, just highlight it and then delete it. So you can do a lot of stuff. It's like you are creating your own data. You are creating your own information that nobody has. So that's how you do it. And you define your own rules for your own data. Soon you are done. Come here and then you stop editing. Say okay, save my data, and your data will be saved. So the same goes for the lines. Not for the points. You cannot edit the points. No, you cannot do that for the points, because the point has one point. So you cannot re-edit. Maybe you can just move the feature, not edit the point. Okay, so soon you're done. You have your data saved in your QGIS installed somewhere, or in your laptop, or for instance, in your server, or in your database somewhere installed in your organization. And then they instantly have this information. Okay. So that's it. So just to refresh quickly on what we have done, we have just we linked on how to add your satellite data using the map service plugin. I have showed you on how you can load your data, for instance, the vector data. And I have showed you now how you can create your first shape files. For instance, the polygons, the lines, the points. And you can always create as much as you want, as depending on the type of the project or what you are doing. And if that is the case, now you can create your own thing. If there are no questions, I want to show you on how you can create your first map in QGIS. And that is what will lead to our first assignment of today, for you to create your own maps and share with us. We can see on how well you're doing your project. We have a question. Maybe people can unmute and ask. I don't know.
Yes, if you have any question, you can unmute, or if you are in a noisy environment, you can drop it in the chat box. All your questions will be answered. Yes, in less than 1 minute, we are waiting for your question. So if we did not see any question, we'll continue with the class. Thank you. All right, Auntie Juice, I guess we can continue. There's no
Okay.
question.
Perfect. So I want to show you now how you can create your first map in QGIS. So the interface that we are seeing is like the map composer. No, it's like it's like where we do the analytics, where you do the processing of your data and stuffs. If you want to compose your map, you need to go to another view of QGIS called in QGIS, it is called the map composer. In the ArcGIS, they call it the layout. So it has no difference. So how you do it, you come on top here on your project. What? It is. Can you hear me? I think I dropped you guys. Alabis, can you hear me?
Yes, we are here. We can hear you.
Oh, okay, fine. So what you need to do, you just need to come here on the project, and then come here on the layout manager. If you have your new layouts, they should be somewhere here. But come here on the layout manager for your first map, and then if you have the list of your layouts, they will be displayed down here. If not, come here and then you create a new empty layout. Otherwise, you can just pick it from maybe specific or empty report, or maybe an empty layout. So we are creating our first layout. We come here on the first layout, and then we do the create. So it will prompt you the name of your layout, reminding you that this is not the name of your, this is not the title of your map. Rather, the name of could be the name of your project or the name of what you're doing. For instance, this is I'm calling the second GIS training. And then it's okay. There it goes. And so quickly to show you the basics here, this is where your composer comes. Don't, I think you shouldn't go crazy if you have your paper this small. I will show you how you can work around with that. But quickly, you have here the tools and the menu bar, and you have the sidebar here. And you have on the layout, for instance, down here, you have some of the options like save, duplicate, and whatever. And saving as the SVG, or a PDF, or an image. And I think I will teach you slowly as we go, but there are so many things you can do here. And these are like the zooming and zoom in, zoom out. And these are like the, if you want to group in items, arranging. But on the left-hand side, you have these ones. If you want to add in the north arrow, if you add to add in the title or the label, this is for the legend, this is for the shapes, and everything that you can do here. And right here we have the, if you have many data on your QGIS and you want to create an atlas, for instance, each layer to have its own map. This is the function to use, the atlas map. And this, when you're here, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can pan. If you have your map here, zoom in, zoom out. And this is the option down here you can use. For instance, for a fixed zoom, here you can always choose, for instance, 100. All fit in a layout with. So this one, it should be should come. This is like what we have in ArcGIS. I don't know how they call it, but here it is called fit on a layout. In depth it comes. And what else? What else should I tell you? I think that is it. If you want to add your data here, or maybe your map from your QGIS, you need to use this option, the add map option, this one. Let's click that one, and then you drag, same as what we have been doing in your ArcMap, and then you have to wait for a little bit, and then you see your map coming. I think it is delaying because of the satellite data, yeah. And I can check out. I can check off my QGIS, my satellite data, because I don't want it. And if you refresh, to go away, and then here you go. And you have your map here, but it has no frame. You need to add in the frame. Select this one, and then you need to come down here, and then you check on the frame section, and you have the frame of your map. You can always move the inner items by using this option, move items, while the frame is fixed, or else you can move the frame while the internal content are fixed, like this one. So here, the internal items are fixed. What I'm moving is the frame. And here, what I'm moving are the internal items while the frame is fixed. And here I can zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. For instance, I want to make the only map for this part, for this pack. Put it here, and then I proceed. Or I want to make the map for this point only, alone. Just need to zoom out to my points of interest, to my layer, and then continue. So here, if I want to move this, I'm moving the frame while the internal contents are fixed. And here, I'm moving the internal contents or the elements while the where the frame is fixed. So I go back here. I can always fix this one, maybe to somewhere here, so that I remain with the with somewhere to put in the frame, the title and everything. But also you can change the orientation of this page. For instance, if you want to change the orientation of this page, you need to including as well as the page size, you need to right click and come on the page properties. You have the A4, you can always change to whatever size that you want, or maybe A3. And then you can always change maybe to portrait. You see, there you go. And then you go back to your routine section, fitting your map somewhere there, and then you keep working. Okay, let us go back to our A4 because it's a small paper size, a portrait. So from your cartography class, you know how to calculate between the paper size and the map and the scale and stuff. So I'm not going to teach you that. I assume that you know from your cartography classes. Okay. And what
You
else?
can so hello.
Yeah.
You can actually teach us because GIS is not limited to only geography students. So for the non-geographers, they might not know what is the cartographic calculation. So you can help us with that.
Okay. I think we can carry that on the coming section. Probably not to confuse people today because I think that needs something prepared maybe. So
All right.
I hope now
Thank you.
people have adapted.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, if you want to fit your layout, we bring it right there. And what else? If you want to add in some other elements, including the title and stuff, come here. On the title, it's a label. And just need to enter here your information. Okay. This could be, I'm assuming that is my title. And then you can always add, you can always change the font, come here on the font size, come on the size, for instance, 28. And regular bold, or you can change the font type from here to whatever that you may need. And you can always play around. There are so many stuffs here. There are so many things here that you can do. And what else? You have the title, elements of the map, the title, and then you have legend somewhere here. In QGIS, it is pretty easy to play with the legend, as far as I know. And you can always edit, add, and remove the contents from your legend from here. For instance, this came from you know where they came from here, these ones. If you don't want them, you come here, and then you need to go down somewhere. This is your legend, and then you need to select this one. You need to remove the auto update. Come here, select that one, and remove that one. Or else you can remain with the auto update, and then say show only items on the map. So it will just move those ones. You can do either of the two. So there you have your legend placed there. You have a region here. And then what? You have your north arrow somewhere here. You can always change from the library if you don't want this one. You can always change from here. Not sure why is it not coming. Okay. So you have plenty of them here. Can change anything. And put it somewhere there. And then what? You have the scale. Is there. And then you can change either the format of the scale from single maybe to stepped line, which I like. I like this kind of scale bar. Okay, then what? You have some information for the on the map. Oh, you have some information that can come here. Author, maybe author. You have the author. You have the dates. You have the story. Okay. Yeah, the story. You have the that blah 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 or CRIS. All the information that you can have, they come somewhere here. All this comes here and then this comes here. You can always pray and look for the templates online on how you can do the arrangement of your map elements. So I have my map. If I want to add in some more, maybe descriptive information, I can always take the shapes. For instance, I want to give some more emphasis on these 3, 4, and then come here, maybe change from simple field to simple line. Maybe give it this one color, you know. And then, for instance, you can, instead of a solid line, you give it a dotted one to indicate something. And then you can have your text maybe somewhere here. Descriptive text, for instance, trying to give an emphasis of this one, maybe text goes here. That's how simple you can make your map. And you can do the arrangements, for instance, they are here, auto center, to fit. There you go. Okay. You can do, I mean, there are plenty of stuff that you can do here. I cannot teach you everything. I mean, they keep updating on the layouts, so you can always play around with giving your creativity and the way you work on. So so I think that is how you can make your own map. For instance, if you don't want these ones, you can always change. For instance, I want to remove these ones, and I want to have the map of Ghana. Come here, refresh, and then so you need to play with the scale or something. Come here. Okay. Come here, for instance, this one. Okay. See, now you have the map of Ghana, for instance, map of Ghana. Map of Ghana. There you see. And then you can always maybe put on the center and in the middle. Or like, just take it up there. Okay. You have this one, you can always remove them, select, delete, select, delete. So our scale has changed. You need to change that. Delete that one and add the new one that goes with the map. And here, so we have plenty of them. Okay, there we go. So you see our page is a little bit small. Maybe this can come here. Fit the text. And then we can remove maybe the background of your, you can also remove the background of your legend. You select your legend and go down there on the item properties, come here on the background, and then you remove your background. Also, you can edit the names if you don't want this one. You can edit this one. Why is it not? Okay. Maybe I'll update. Yeah. You remove the handout to update, and then maybe you give names. Okay. There you go. State names. Change, I'm not sure. I think I will check around. But maybe this one, and always you can remove this one. Okay. State names, and then you can also have your title here for the legend. Legend title. Okay. So you can have as you can pray as much as you want. For instance, we have produced. I have produced the two maps maybe in less than 10 minutes. And so yep. Let me know if we have the questions coming up from the chat.
All right, thank you so much. I'm not seeing any question for a while. I've checked, there's no question.
Hey, if we don't have, maybe they can unmute and say something. If not, oh, I think this should be today for you today. I shouldn't add something new. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Auntie Jules. I would like every one of us to appreciate Auntie Jules on the comment box. I want you to appreciate him. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. And then while doing that, we mentioned, I'll just call on 2 people randomly to share with us what they've learned today. Or if you would like to share what you've learned today, you can just unmute and talk, or you raise your hands, then we'll give you the chance to talk. All right. If you like to say something about what you learned, share. If you want to share what you learned today, please just unmute and let's hear it. What do you learn today? It's more than 1 hour. What have you learned today? For me, I've learned a lot. The aspect of cartography, calculations, to know your scale, your sheet, and then to impute your satellites as a satellite imagery as a background image for your work, adding your shape files, creating your shape files, creating a map, digitizing. There's a lot. Please, I would like you to unmute and share your lessons for today. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you can go on. You start by telling us your name.
Good day. My name is Tinawanga. My surname is Munjerere. I just joined today's session. I was still busy checking or which software we're using because I was busy downloading QGIS. So yeah, I just saw what the presenter was giving to us, but I wanted to also follow
عندي course
maybe using
الليلة
the two queues.
online
I think we didn't get that completely. So she was saying she was busy and she was busy installing the QGIS. Okay, if it is the recording of this section you want, we'll provide it. It will be on our YouTube channel. And for the one for the last cohort is also available on our YouTube channel. I'll drop that. And today's assessment, Auntie James, you've not given us today's assessment. The one for last week, the one for 2 weeks ago, I'll drop the link to on where we'll submit it, because we can't just attend and will not have the assessment. You know, the assessment will actually let us know how much you've learned in these sections and how much you are really, really intentional about it. So that's just it. I'd like to drop the link now. Okay, Zainab, you can unmute and speak. Zainab Suleiman.
Hello, everyone. Good day. I'm Zainab Suleiman from Lagos, Nigeria. The class is very informative, but the issue I have is that the link was sent for me to start. The class was to begin around 4 p.m. So I joined earlier before 4, but I was confused to see that the class has already begun. So although I know that there were a lot of things going on, I've learned a lot from the time, but I'm actually confused. Thank you.
Good day, Easton again. Sorry, I think I get cut off. I was still saying, I don't, maybe it's the same with the previous speaker. According to the link that I received, is Tina from South Africa. I'm based in Bloemfontein in Free State Province. When I got a link, it was showing that we're gonna start at 5, and then the class will end at half 7. So I thought maybe Nami, I started late because I just joined at 5. So that I was still saying I was busy downloading EQGIS so that I can able to follow the step with the presenter. But I was bit late for that because it's still downloading even now. Thanks. I missed a lot, but thank you that you're going to put the recording on the LinkedIn and then on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. And my sincere apologies to everyone. There was a mix-up somewhere. You know, on the flyer, the time was 1500. So because of the time zone and a lot just happened, and then we're thinking it is 3, it is 4, but the last I checked, we had it 3 p.m. in Nigeria time, which is 1500. So, and in our coach time, I think it's 16 on his own side. So because of the time difference, and we want something that will be convenient to everybody, where everyone can have access to this. So that was the reason why we had to shift the time. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this. So I'll drop the link, the YouTube link now, but that YouTube link would just be for the class, the first class we had. Then the one for today, we will notify everybody, and those that attended, those that get the mail, you will be notified in your mail on when the new link for this class is being created. Thank you so much. So Auntie Deus, over to you. What assessment do we have for today?
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is very interesting. I mean, the class, the people, and the way people are eager to learn actually motivates us. We are very, very, very far from you guys. How many kilometers? 1,000 of them. But I'm so glad that you can always push yourself to the limits and manage to attend such classes. And all of this and your team, you're doing an amazing job. So I'm quite impressed by the team that you have. So for the assessment that we are going to have, I know I'm having some amazing people in this class. This should be one of the greatest class I've ever engaged with, to be honest. So I'm going to share my screen, and let you guys and show you what you can do at your own. Okay, let me share my entire screen first. Entire screen. Okay, there you go. Please confirm if the screen is up.
Yes, your screen is up.
Okay, great. So the assessment of today actually has some aspect from last. It includes some of the aspects that we learned in the previous session and today's session, but a very simplified one. You don't have to. This is not an. This is not like the university exams. In case you fail anywhere between the weeks, please reach out to Olabis or maybe to the forum, or maybe you can always reach out to me or to maybe to Olabis. I know Olabis. She's great with QGIS. She can always help you out, but you can always reach out. Don't take this as an exam, and don't try to fight it on your own. You should know that we are always there to help you guys. And how are you going to, the assessment of today is, as you can see my map here, you can always create one like this one, depending where you're coming from, or depending your chosen country. Could be Ghana. For instance, I'm using Ghana today. Could be Nigeria, could be Ghana, could be my home country, Tanzania. That would be great. Could be wherever you're coming from. Please just use your data, and maybe you can have admin one like this one. Each boundary with different color, and each boundary with different color and labeled with the names. For instance, these ones that I can read them out. And then you produce a simple map like this one. You put you put the essentials of your map. For instance, the title, the north arrow, the scale, the region, and you put in your information down here, the author, blah 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 blah, as much information as you can. And let me see here. if we have map of Ghana, map of Ghana. Oh, we have a map of Ghana here. Yeah, like these ones. Images. The new map of Ghana, whatever. But you can always find out something on the internet, or maybe map content. Pretty sure you can find out something on the internet on how you can, the information that you can place on your map as simple as you can, or as advanced as you can. And then from that, will be easier for me and my team here to know where to help you from the first classes. As I know, you will do the import, you will do the labeling, you will do the classification of your data and stuff. So that in the next week when we meet, in the next week when we meet, I will go through that and do some of the basics analytics. So that is, it's like the intermediate of where you're going to see on how you can deal with the vector digital processing tools like the clip buffer, and count automatically using your QGIS to count the number of features selected, for instance, how many buildings are in a buffer zone of this 100 kilometers, blah, blah, blah. So we'll play around with such concepts in the coming section. But please make sure that today's session you do that, the basic map of your chosen country, and then you have them classified like mine, different colors. Each state could be Tanzania, could be Ghana, could be Nigeria, any of the country that you know or that you want. And then go to your layout or to your map composer, put everything there. And all of this, you will share the link of where they will be sharing their maps, and then I will be picking them from there, or we will be picking them from there together, and then we will learn from there. I think that is it. Let me know if something is unclear concerning the assignment.
All right. Thank you so much, Antideus. I think some of them missed the last assignment, and I think the last assignment is just about creating the maps and editing the attribute table. So if you can help us with the last assignment so that the two will be submitted before the next cohort. Thank you.
Hey. Did you share the link to the where they can submit the assignments?
Yes, I've shared the link. I dropped the link on the chat box. Already dropped it. The link to the YouTube channel and the link to the assessment submission.
Okay. And so you want me to show them on how they can select using the attribute table?
No,
data?
no, just tell them the assignment for the last time you told them to create something, like you gave them the last assessment. So I just want you to tell them, okay, this is the last assessment, this is what you do, and then the one for today. I think the one for the last time and the one for today is related.
Yes, I mean they can just do this one. I think today is the Women's International Women's Day. I don't want the women's to have a lot of tasks.
So some of them are asking that, does the assignment have due date?
I think before the next session, at least everyone should have done their assignment.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
All right, do you have any question? Does anyone have any question?
No, I don't have a question. Maybe from the participants.
From the participants, do you have any question? Someone is asking, what's the name of today's topic? Today's topic is on creating maps.
Sure, it is creating maps.
Creation of maps. Last week, the last time we did introduction to QGIS, talk about the plugins, then the functions, the use, the difference between QGIS and ArcGIS, then the creation of a map, how you import your data, your shapefile into the QGIS interface, then how you can access your attribute table, how you can shape in, how you can play with your maps and beautify it. That was what the last cohort was about. For today, we created map, then we import our satellite imagery on the QGIS interface, then we also digitize, then we create our maps. We also create our personal shapefile. Different from the shapefiles, you know, there are times you might find it difficult to access some shapefiles. It's today some people know that you can actually create your own shapefile. So that was done today. So all is just a sub under the creation of maps. Thank you. So I hope the question or the summary of what I did has answered your question about the topic for today. Okay, the next class will be in the next 2 weeks. After this week, next week, no class, then upper week, there's a class. Thank you. The same time like this week, 1500 West African time.
1500 West African time, yes.
All right. In the absence of no question, I hope I've answered all questions because I'm checking. All right. In the absence of no question, I'm using this privilege, this medium to thank our coach. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you so much for this section. We really appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
You guys are very welcome.
All right, thank you so much. So on this note, we are drawing the curtain for today's section. I want to congratulate everybody that made it to this class. Thank you so much and happy International Women's Day. See you next time. Till then, stay tuned, stay glued. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Auntie Juice. Thank you, ROOTGIS. Thank you. Thanks to the participants. Thank you, African Women in GIS. Thank you to the West African Zone. Bye. Happy International Women's Day. The YouTube link will be dropped on the WhatsApp group. Yeah, because I mentioned it, I dropped it on the comment section here, on the message box, on the chat box. The YouTube link is there on the chat box. The YouTube link is there on the chat box. Check it. I just dropped it there. All right, bye everyone. Oh, for the group, you just need to register You don't just add people up like that. We need to register for the group.